Imagine this. You're at the park, or perhaps just standing by your front door, when a stranger approaches. On the surface, everything seems fine. They're smiling, their voice is friendly, and they might even reach out a hand to say hello. But then, you feel it. A subtle tension in the leash. You look down, and your dog has completely changed. They aren't barking, but they aren't wagging their tail either. They've gone still, a heavy, focused stillness. Their eyes are locked on the newcomer, not with curiosity, but with a strange, cold calculation. You laugh it off, telling the stranger, "Oh, sorry, they're just a bit shy today." Or maybe they just need to sniff you first. But that's the first mistake we make. We think it's about the stranger's smell or some mystical vibe the dog is picking up from them. We treat it like a quirk of personality. But in the world of dog psychology, this isn't about the stranger at all. It's about you. You see, your dog isn't just looking at the person in front of you. They are subconsciously scanning the most sophisticated data source they have, your nervous system. Long before you even realize you felt off about this person, your body gave you away. Maybe your heart rate spiked by just 5 beats per minute. Maybe the muscles in your hand tightened slightly around the leash. To a human, these are invisible. To a dog, they are loud as a siren. This is called social mirroring. Through evolution, dogs have become masters at reading our amygdala, the part of the brain that processes fear and threats. When your dog hesitates, they aren't judging that person's character. They are reacting to the micro-war happening inside your own body. They aren't deciding if that person is bad in a moral sense. They are deciding if that person is making their person unsafe. But here's where it gets deeper. It's not just about fear. It's about a silent pact of loyalty that started thousands of years ago, and it goes far beyond a simple reaction to stress. Think about the last time you were in a group setting, perhaps a dinner party or a casual walk with a neighbor. You might have noticed your dog sitting slightly off to the side, eyes moving like a spectator at a tennis match. They aren't watching the ball, they are watching the flow of kindness. Most people think dogs love everyone who gives them a treat. We assume that if a person is bad, the dog smells some kind of evil scent. But science tells a much more fascinating story. Researchers at Kyoto University conducted an experiment that changed how we view canine intelligence. They had owners try to open a container while a stranger either helped them, stood by neutrally, or, crucially, refused to help. When the non-helper offered the dogs a treat afterward, the dogs overwhelmingly snubbed them. They didn't take the food. This is what scientists call being a social auditor. Your dog is constantly running a background check on every human you interact with. They aren't looking at the stranger's clothes or their smile. They are calculating that person's cooperation score with you. To your dog, a bad person isn't someone with a dark past. It's someone who disrupts your harmony. If someone interrupts you, speaks over you, or ignores your physical boundaries, you might be too polite to say anything. You smile and nod because that's what we're taught to do. But your dog doesn't care about social etiquette. They see a social predator taking from their human, and they immediately mark that person as unreliable. They are protecting the most valuable resource in their world, the emotional stability of their pack leader. When they growl at that nice neighbor you secretly dislike, they aren't being difficult. They are validating a truth you're trying to hide. And this is what most owners miss. Your dog isn't just a companion, they are an emotional bodyguard. But there's a biological reason why they can see through a fake smile better than any human can. Have you ever been in a situation where you were forced to be nice to someone you truly couldn't stand? We've all been there. The stiff smile, the polite small talk, the forced laughter. You think you're doing a great job of hiding it. But then you look at your dog, and they are pacing, whining, or staring at this nice person with an intensity that feels like a warning. This is because your dog has a superpower. They can smell a lie. It sounds like science fiction, but it's pure biology. When you experience even a tiny drop of social anxiety or frustration, your endocrine system reacts instantly. Your body releases microscopic amounts of cortisol and adrenaline. To a human, these chemical shifts are completely undetectable. But your dog's nose is a chemical laboratory. They don't just see your fake smile. They smell the stress cocktail you're producing because of the person standing in front of you. This creates a terrifying conflict for your dog. They see your face saying, everything is fine, but their nose is shouting, emergency. In dog psychology, this is called emotional dissonance. When there is a mismatch between what you show and what you feel, your dog trusts your feelings over your performance every single time. They aren't judging the stranger's character in the way we judge someone's morals. They are detecting a biological threat to your peace of mind. To them, if a person causes your cortisol levels to spike, that person is a danger to the pack. They aren't just being protective, they are trying to synchronize with you. But the science makes this even more surprising. This isn't just about them watching you. It's about how your two nervous systems are literally wired together. Through a process called co-regulation, your dog's heart rate actually begins to mirror yours. If that person makes your heart race, they are making your dog's heart race too. And this leads to a realization that changes everything. If you ignore these signals for too long, you aren't just socializing your dog. You might be breaking the most important bond you have. Imagine you're in a crowded room and someone is making you feel incredibly uncomfortable. You try to step away, but a friend grabs your arm and pushes you back, saying, "Oh, don't be silly. They're nice. Just say hello." In that moment, the discomfort doesn't just stay with the stranger. It transfers to your friend. You realize they aren't listening to you. They aren't your quote-unquote safe place anymore. This is exactly what happens when we force our dogs to interact with someone they've flagged as a threat. We think we're being good owners by training them to be social. We want them to be the good dog that everyone can pet. But by ignoring their subtle signals, the stiffening of the body, the tucked tail, the diverted gaze, we are effectively telling them, "I don't care how you feel. Your intuition is wrong." In the science of attachment theory, the human is supposed to be the secure base. When a dog encounters something uncertain, they look at you to see if the world is still safe. If they see you being friendly with a bad person, someone your body is chemically rejecting, they experience a profound sense of isolation. This is the practical turning point. If you repeatedly force these interactions, one of two things happens. Either your dog stops trusting you and decides they must take matters into their own hands, becoming aggressive or reactive to protect a leader who seems blind, or they shut down, entering a state of learned helplessness where they lose their spark because their only way of communicating has been silenced. And this is the warning most people miss. If your dog suddenly stops warning you about people, it might not be because they've learned to like everyone. It might be because they've realized you aren't listening. They've stopped looking to you for safety because you've stopped being their anchor. But here's the most important layer of all. This isn't just about avoiding, quote, bad people. It's about the incredible, almost spiritual role you play in your dog's life, a role that makes them the only creature on earth who can truly see the real you. Ultimately, your dog's ability to judge someone isn't a supernatural gift. It is an act of radical empathy. They aren't looking for a villain. They are looking for you. In a world where we are constantly told to mask our feelings, to be professional, to be polite, and to keep it together, your dog is the only witness to your biological truth. They don't care about the social status of the person standing in front of you. They don't care about their expensive car or their charming smile. They are tuned into the quiet frequency of your heart. When your dog rejects someone, they aren't just protecting themselves. They are acting as a mirror for the parts of you that you've learned to ignore. They are your external nervous system. When you feel that strange tension, that gut feeling you can't quite explain, your dog is simply giving that feeling a voice. This was never just about behavior. This is about the fact that you are the center of their universe. To your dog, you aren't just an owner. You are the source of safety, the definition of home, and the very air they breathe. They recognize a bad person, not because they hate, but because they love you with a purity that demands your protection. So the next time your dog hesitates around someone nice, don't be so quick to correct them. Instead, take a breath. Check in with yourself. Listen to the silent conversation happening at the end of the leash. Because in that moment, your dog isn't being difficult. They are reminding you that they see you, the real you, and they will always choose your peace over the world's expectations. This is not just a relationship. This is a soul recognized by another. And that, more than anything, is why they are truly our best friends.